Well, you've been involved in SEO long enough that you've seen a lot of the evolutions that it's had, right? The keyword stuff with white text at the bottom of the page, the mad generation of random websites for link building. Like it definitely has opened the doors on the content side of things. And it falls in line with one of the primary principles I think everybody should wrap their brain around if you want a successful business, which is how do you find leverage? And it's producing so much leverage. It's not that you wouldn't have written the same content, but you can do it at an expedited pace. You can do it with a lot less errors. You can produce it with a lot less manpower, which allows higher degree of leverage. And for everybody that's out there saying, "Oh, this is too techy," I tend to think that if you will embrace the idea of how something like ChatGPT works, it has made technology so much more accessible than it was even before, because you don't have to know how to write code. You have to understand how to speak to it so it can give you the output you want. So spending some time learning how that works, you're going to get so much more leverage. And I don't think it really matters what kind of business you're in. In some way, you're probably being impacted by AI.
Yeah, I mean, everything from chat support to, even the calls you get now. If you really, really listen to their responses, if the responses sound the same, it might be AI voice, right? I was just watching
the other day. He goes, "Why does everybody keep asking me that?" I'm like, "You have kind of a monotone voice, I think." Anyway.
But yeah, I was just watching, and I'm actually showing them today at my talk, ChatGPT with their visual aspect now. They ran through a deal where, you can upload images to it now, and they uploaded an image of a bike, and they said, "Hey, I need to change the height of my bike. Where do I start?" And it said, "All right, you're going to look for this, this thing or whatever on the bike." And the guy took a picture of a thing and said, "Is this it?" And I said, "No, that's not it." And they took a picture of another piece, and they said, "Yeah, that is it." And he goes, "How do I take this apart?" And they said, "Can you upload a picture of the front of the manual and a picture of the tools you have?" And he did that, sent in a picture of the front of the manual, just the front, and then his toolbox. And it told him, based off of the manual, what tools he'd be able to use and how to do it. I mean, dude, I even saw another guy. He sent Chad a picture of, those really complicated parking signs in like New York, where it's like 4 to 8 this time, or 12 to 2 this time, whatever. He just took a picture of those signs and sent it in and said, "When can I park?" And said, "You can park here from 4 to 6, because it read it and it made sense of all the info. I think little stuff like that is just there. That just shows little factors of how it just saved that guy maybe a parking ticket, right? It saved him, minutes of trying to figure out and gave him that little bit of like, okay, everything's cool. And he could go on about his day. But yeah, I've used it for my diet. I use Tim Ferriss. I use a slow carb diet, and I gave it the diet, and I said, "Give me a 5-week meal plan." It gave me that. I said, "Give me the ingredients, give me a shopping list," and I threw that into Whole Foods and got it delivered. Like, that saves hours and hours of time.
Literally down to how creative you can be in your thinking, what you can do with it.
And if you think of the visualization aspect, like, imagine taking a screenshot of your reporting dashboard, or let's say one portion of that dashboard that's maybe gone up and maybe took a slight turn, for the worse over the past week, right? You're trying to figure what's happening there. Why not give it that metric and give it your data, right? And tell it, "Hey, help me make sense of this. What changed? What went wrong? Here's all the data. Ask me the questions you need to know the answers to in order to help me figure this problem out." And
that right there is so powerful, what you just said. And a lot of people I see trying to do prompts skip over that. You can ask it to give you the questions it needs to get the desired outcome.
100%. So I'll give you a tip. Whenever we get a new client, we put them in the chat and we tell Chat all about them, and Chat asks us all about it. So we keep those saved. So anytime we need a quick thing done for a client, we can pop over to the sidebar, hop in their account, and it'll spit it out. If we need a quick Facebook post, "Hey, I'm making a Facebook about a fall cleaning service. Here are the dates. Here's the price. Give me the content." It spits it out, and we're done. Right? When before, that's maybe an hour and a half 2 hour long project. And I've seen it move into WordPress. Well, so we work a lot in WordPress. We also do Webflow, but WordPress is like my sweet spot for now until it, you know. But even now in the themes we use, I work heavily in the Divi theme, and they've incorporated AI right into it. So you can literally put up a blog post and have AI generate the featured image for you based on what your blog's talking about, instead of perusing 30 different stock, image sites trying to find the right one or manipulating an image. You can do it right there. So I think, I'm not scared of it. I'm excited for the possibilities. What I'm scared of are people who are going to try to restrict it in places where it doesn't need to be restricted, right? Or in places where it would hinder its growth. I think definitely there do need to be some parameters set on, anything nefarious for sure. But I mean, the internet is, the internet's probably 70% bad stuff, 30% good. So let's use the tool, man. Let's make life easier.